unnamed member of the Bills Mafia, not only got drunk, not only blazed the trees, not only ripped a few of the devil's dandruff, he also dosed himself with a little Timothy Leary style LSD, right? So we in full-blown astronaut mode, right? So he's in the parking lot, he's drunk, he's high, he's doing blow, and he's also tripping balls. So what does he do? He looks next door and sees a giant fence around the stadium they're building. They're building the Bills a new stadium, right? He sees it, it's right across the street. No problem. This is mind you, this is noon. The game starts at 1. It's only noon. And he's already this deep into drugs. He runs over, jumps the fence. Before he jumps the fence, strips down nude, because that's what you do when you're tripping balls, right? Takes his clothes off, jumps over the fence. When he jumps over, it happens to be approximately, the cop said, 30 to 40 foot deep pit. So he jumps over the fence, falls 30 feet. Thank God, to break his fall was a giant pit of the chemicals and the doo-doo they use from porta potties. So he jumped into the deepest pit anyone's ever seen while naked.
All right, hello and welcome to the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by the man, the myth, the legend. He cries while watching Free Willy, and when he frees his Willy, he cries. The one and only Strong Stem Steve Cabot, as well as the dad of the year, the number one volunteer, and yes, he's not queer because he's got a daughter, the one and only Reese. Strong Stem, how we doing, my man?
I'm feeling 15 again. I got my Foros bias hat and my 36 Chambers shirt. Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. Lashmoosh, how are you, sir?
We're a lot better now that we cleared that up. It proves everything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Proof.
If you didn't know, now you know. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm Matt Lavelle, and this is the Working Perspectives Podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective. High points in societies. Working perspectives, moving your day, and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday again. Transform my week, inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out online and how we get live and do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right, on this show, we're going to be bringing you topics from around the globe. The topics are going to fall under 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Spets. We're going to kick it off right away with the first category. We're going to the one and only Liam Lashmize Reese, the dad of the year. Liam, what do you got for Stupid Is as Stupid Does?
So a Florida mom left her child in a running car to go swimming because she, quote, wanted to meet the shark. According to witnesses, 41-year-old Allison Sarah Doherty parked her car near a local pier, turned the radio volume up, then jumped in the water and swam for about 20 minutes. People were shouting at Allison as she swam near where there were people fishing and everything. They're screaming like, hey, you're in the way, you're going to get hooked. She said she wanted to get hooked and she was just there to meet the shark. When deputies arrived, she swam further from the coast and had to be scooped by a local marine unit. They had to send like a little boat out after her and everything and bring her in. So they didn't say how old the boy was, but he was so young that he was still in diapers. And her justification was, well, she did leave the air conditioning on. In her defense, while she was swimming trying to meet sharks, she did put the air conditioning on.
Solid move.
And she was charged with 1 count of child neglect.
I'm sorry. Did they do a or a blood test on this broad, because if she's out there looking to meet the sharks, I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say maybe LSD, maybe some bath salts. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
So-
she's definitely on something.
The people that called, she was outside. There's like this restaurant there, and the people that called said she doesn't seem drunk, she doesn't seem intoxicated, because they stopped in the restaurant beforehand and everything. She didn't order any drinks or whatnot. She's just, I guess, really crazy or really into sharks, you know?
Or irresponsible, because you don't leave a kid in a damn car.
For 20 minutes. Yeah, there's a million things that could happen that are bad, you know?
Yeah.
And those fishermen, me and Liam happen to know a family of fishermen that it's their life. If someone did that to our friends, former guest of the show, Eric Zeblum or Kevin Zeblum, they would shoot you in the face with a gun, messing up their fishing.
Yeah.
Sacred.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I lived in California, and my grandmom had come out to visit us. And I've talked about my grandmom on the show before, but you guys have seen the movie Goonies, right?
Sure have.
She was like the Fratelli mom from Goonies, right? Yep. She was quite a rough lady, but one time we were going to Kmart.
This is your pops' mom?
No, my mom's mom.
Your mom's mom. Okay.
Yeah. From Kenzo, like yeah. Total, yeah. So she came to visit us, and she was watching me and took me to Kmart and left me in the car while she went inside. And like people came to the car and got me out of it and like brought me in. They were like, who are you? Like, who's watching you? And I was just like,
Miss Fratelli.
I was like, have you seen Goonies, guys? But looking back on it, like she didn't leave the car running, so the air conditioning wasn't on. And it was summer in California.
So what? It's
like,
it's 75 and no humidity? Chill, Matt.
No, I mean, yeah, California
doesn't get hot like it does in the east.
yeah.
No, okay. when I say that, I mean on the beaches. Like if you're anywhere near a cool, like San Diego, it's 75 and sunny every day of the year.
I mean, well, I was in LA and it was hot.
It gets hot in LA, a little bit hotter.
You're right. Even at 75, I'm not trying to test my luck on like the sun going through the, you know what I mean? The sun going through the windshield and heating up the car.
Look, I wasn't the one. Hey,
they probably left you snacks.
I didn't tell the people to get me out of the car. They just wanted to be. They're trying to be these woke people, right?
Fair.
I'm like, hey, whoa, talk to grandma.
I'm fine.
All right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
The most important question was, did she leave the radio on for you so you could listen to Tim?
No, the car was, dude. It was like a 1988. It was a 1988 Volkswagen or Volvo station wagon.
Oh,
there was there's nothing on in this car.
I'm gonna change my earlier stance. You were literally in an oven.
Yeah,
that's an oven. Those old station wagons for Volvos are straight ovens.
Yeah, dude.
It was brutal.
Oh, God.
Shout out grandma. What a tough lady.
All right, good stuff, LaShmoosh. Nice, very good. Steve, I'm gonna kick it to you. What do you got for stupid is and stupid does?
Just like my homie, my brother from another mother, we going back to Florida, the home state. Yeah. So Melvin Citron, 37, from Hollywood, Florida, is being charged with arson and grand theft auto after being caught on camera lighting his girlfriend's Jaguar SUV on fire. His girlfriend then explained how she's very concerned for her safety to the cops because Melvin always carries a fully automatic gun with 2 high-caliber magazines, twin drums, and is known in the street as quote-unquote drums because of the way he carries these extra magazines. She also explained to the police that he refers to those twin drum magazines as his gun's titties. So here's the twist. As they tell her about the titties, they then find out that the man they called drums in the street and lit his girlfriend's car on fire, his girlfriend is his first cousin.
Oh,
that's Florida, babe. Yeah, that's Florida.
We're here.
Florida being
and this
Florida.
This happened in Miami. Even though they're from Hollywood, this happened in Miami. He left her at like a store. It was like some retail store. He drove away. It was a big argument, blah, blah, blah. Then he lit her car on fire. They caught it on tape. They went back and forth. She told him how like she couldn't really talk because he was there. And he kept making her put the phone on speakerphone while she was talking to the police. So she put a false report in that it just randomly caught on fire while she was driving it. and all this. And then when she finally got away from him, she called him and was like, yo, drums, I cannot talk around him. He's also my cousin. They were like, hold on. Your cousin who bangs you calls his guns, drums, titties.
Oh, God.
I'm confused. Start from the beginning. What just happened, yo?
They're like, look, I know we're in Florida, but this is a little much. They're like, my gosh, dang.
Take it back to Hollywood, please. Go back to Hollywood, Florida, and get this out of Dade County right now.
Go ahead, Liam.
They're out of town for a family reunion. They're outside.
They had to go get like ice cream or something for dessert.
They're at grandma's birthday. Oh, cool. You brought your girlfriend to your grandma's birthday? Oh, no, man. It's her grandma, too. So,
yeah.
we figured
like,
we'd both be there.
Nice.
Yeah. I guess you don't need an invite to anything, right? You just both show up. You're like, oh, you're here too?
All right, good stuff, man. Shout out Florida, always coming through in the clutch. We're going to keep it moving. I want to go to incredibly incredible Liam Lashmize Reese, the dad extraordinaire. What do you got for incredibly incredible?
So, masked boot girls are freeing booted cars all over Atlanta right now.
Respect.
2 masked women are on a mission to remove boots from cars in their city. The boot girls, calling themselves Boot Baby and Boot Shiesty, have seemingly obtained a boot key from someone in the industry. Now, the boot girls are offering their services for $50. So say you got you don't get a boot on your car for anything less than $50 anyway. So for $50, they will go, you give them where your car is and everything. They will go, remove the boot from your car, and then disappear into the night, like masked vigilantes from the comic books that I read. Dude, I love it. And they're doing this all seemingly through Instagram. So you have to be referred to them. They have burner phones and these burner accounts and stuff. And if you get referred from somebody that will tell them you're cool, then these boot girls will go out there and Boot Shiesty and Boot Baby will free your car in Atlanta.
Great names.
First off, Boot Baby's not that great. Boot Shiesty is top tier. That is such a dope. This girl's got it. And the marketing for this girl, again, they say this about criminals sometimes. If they went into another field, they might do something really well. If this girl was like a marketing agent, the sky's the limit. Instead, she's stealing boots off trashy people's cars that don't pay their bill.
I would love too if it was 2 guys and they were telling everyone hey, don't tell anyone we're guys, tell them we're girls. So when the cops are looking for women, and you know what I mean?
Even better.
Yeah,
even
that's
better.
what I'm saying. I would love if they were that shiesty. You know what I'm saying?
I just love that they have the burner cells in the wire, and you gotta know somebody that knows the Boot Shiesty girls, and you know what I mean? Then it's just awesome, dude. I love it.
You gotta call Stringer Bell, and he's got to set you up with
now.
It's
as
great.
You say that, this only works in Atlanta. You try this in Baltimore or Philly, they're gonna call the Boot Shiesty, and the second she takes it off, they're holding a gun to the back of her head. They're like, just get away from my car. I'm out. They ain't paying you. And they're taking whatever is in your pocket.
And they're going to take that boot key, and now you're out of business.
You're out of business. Yeah. That doesn't happen in the northern places. That's only in Atlanta.
I would love, too, if it was someone that works for the city that was I need some extra money. All right, I got the boot removal thing. All right, here we go.
Well, that's actually a good question. Steve, how hard do you think it would be to get a hold of a boot key?
So it's a specialized key. What they do is it's like a gear where how a roller coaster clicks past things and it squeezes it, right? So there have been people one of the easiest ways to get rid of it is I can remove the hub, which again, not that easy, but I could jack it up, take your whole hub off, which would remove the entire assembly, cut your brake hose, probably cost you, depending on how much you owe for a boot. If I owe $1,500, it's probably going to cost me $500 to get a new brake hose, new hub, and then another $500 for a wheel. So if I owe $1,500, I can get rid of that boot for $1,000, no problem. So it depends on the level of degenerate you're at for that to make sense.
Yeah. I love it.
No, totally. No, that's incredible.
My favorite. Did you ever see the guys that try to drive out of the boot and they just get crazy and just hammer it?
Yes.
And they're going nowhere. The tires spinning.
Dude.
Or they just drag it and there's sparks flying up. And, oh man. I can't imagine the number that does to like.
I never understand what the end game is for these people though. Like, am I going to pull into my driveway with it and then go to work with it tomorrow? Like, it's not going to come off. Like, I don't understand where we're going with it.
They're trying to get into Atlanta city limits so they can call.
Yeah. Shout out Boot Shiesty with name of the year. That's a Hunter Biden award-winning name.
Yeah,
absolutely. Boot Shiesty.
Boot Baby might not have the name, but
it's dope. It's cool.
Yeah, what they're doing is great.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah,
they need a combo. They need like the Boot Bandits or something. They need like a combo tag.
They are. They're the Boot. They're the Boot Girls. Everyone's just calling them the Boot Girls. Yeah.
Doesn't have a ring to it. I need like the Boot Biddies or like the Boot Baddies. Like what if they were hot and they showed up in like a bikini? I'd pay extra to have her take off my.
Yeah, Boot Shiesty is definitely like top tier. The other names are just regular names.
Oh, damn, that's too funny. Man,
shout out Atlanta.
Shout out Atlanta. Fan of the show, listen to the show.
Wow.
And thanks for finally getting on the show. But let's keep it moving. That was real good stuff. I want to go to Incredibly Incredible for you, Steve. What do you got?
So we go into what we call America's Playground. We go into Las Vegas. A group of hackers by the name of Spider Scatter attacked Caesars and MGM Grand. They forced a halt to gambling, even to a point where you couldn't get into your own hotel room because they controlled the keys and the magnetic strips, right? So if you left your room, you had to like call a guy with a master key to get back in. These hackers, they said when they attacked Caesars, it was a very sophisticated ordeal, like multiple levels, and it was very hard for them to get in there. Once they finally did break in, they said, if you pay us a $15 million ransom, we'll leave you guys alone. And of course, Caesars smartly, $15 million, they make that in a day. They paid them and they just rolled out, right? Business as usual. Yeah. MGM said, F you, buddy. We're not paying. So they said, say less. But they then explained that for the MGM Grand, it was the simplest hack they've ever did. These guys went on LinkedIn, found a high-level employee, his name, his address, where he lives, his age, called the help desk for corporate at MGM, said, I'm this guy that they know as being like a high-level guy. And I messed up my password. I need a reboot and let me reset my password. So they let him reset his password so he can get back in on the back end with high-level clearance and shut everything down, right? So they gained complete access of everyone's personal information, all type. And here's the scary part for this area. The MGM happens to own the Borgata. So anyone in AC that went anywhere near the Borgata they have all your information. They have your credit cards. They have your name. They have your address. They have your everything. All because they wouldn't pay. They were like, we're not going to do anything. They were like, okay, well, Caesars was actually hard and they paid. Yours was so easy. I literally acted like a guy and called the help desk and they let me get into the back end of the system and they destroyed everything in Vegas. Messed it all up. And by the way, just to let you know, MGM is a $34 billion company.
Could you imagine if you were on a heater and then all of a sudden this thing just
shuts down?
No, I cannot imagine that. No,
I'm shooting like everyone.
That's you're gonna give me nightmares, dude.
Nightmares. You imagine even worse. You imagine you lost like your kid's college fund, and then you like get a loan. You're ready. You think you're gonna go back, and then they shut down everything. So you just you're a loser, and they have your info.
No, I cannot imagine any of that.
Dude, could you? I mean, I remember we talked about this guy, Dan the Train Man, who was like, like
great name, by the way.
Yeah, he was. You know how they do at the office? Everyone will chip in to get lottery tickets. He did it for years at SEPTA, and then the one time he didn't do it, the SEPTA won.
Was when they whaled it.
Yeah. When they won, and so could you imagine? If you're that guy, but now you're at Caesars and you're up, $100,000 or whatever the hell on some blackjack or some roulette, and then all of a sudden, see you later.
You guys are literally saying like my worst nightmares. Like,
could you imagine too, like a high roller too? They're gonna give you the suite. They're gonna give you the treatment. I can't even get in my room now. Yeah. I can't even use the thing to get in my room.
Yeah.
Insanity. Yeah. All because they wouldn't pay $34 billion company. And then pony up the. Caesars is just awesome. Caesars was like, 15 mil, no problem. We'll steal that from some degenerate today.
They know Caesars knows that every minute they're shut down, they're losing hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Way more.
So it's like, okay, you'll have it back up in 10 minutes and we'll make back that money in 8 minutes. Like, come on. Yeah. No, MGM, get your head. Like, it's a pride thing at that point, and that's bad business. Yeah.
So I don't want anybody to I don't want anybody to feel sad, but anybody that's been in the Borgata the last week, I would check your bank statements and your credit cards just in case, because the Borgata is under MGM. Yeah, I know. Please do something.
Yeah.
Buy something cool.
You won't be able to buy anything with mine. I'll tell you that.
I love that. I love that they use the oldest hack in the book. Just saying, I'm that
calling
dude.
the help desk.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah.
Didn't even take a keystroke.
Yeah. If you're MGM, dude, like you need to revamp your security.
The
or
lady that made that possible on the help desk. Ooh. We just don't fire you. You got to get tarred and feathered publicly.
Honestly, though, I've dealt with these guys a lot, like the help desk people.
Right.
What it was is I bet this person probably had top-notch quality customer service, was super polite and helpful,
right,
and like was following the script.
A good person.
Right. But what they do in offices is that one of the biggest things that I think you, Liam, I mean, I think we all kind of have it as a skill is problem solving, right? And one of the things that they eliminate in an office setting is the problem solving skill, because there's so many people that they'll be given a sheet and a workflow, and like they're like, look, you do this and you do this, and you just repeat every day. Like you have a list of things you have to do. We've given you a workflow of how to do it, and that's just what you do. And you can't, like, if they have to think outside the box, they crumble. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, yeah, like if
they're
they
almost a robot.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. If they think outside the box, they shut down. So it's that hopefully, I mean, I don't know, but it seems to me it's that type of person that like, okay, I'm following the script, I'm doing my job, and I'm blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, dude, if maybe you thought for a second, like, it's a man's name, but it's a woman on the phone that maybe, or maybe you have to check with a manager, you get higher level clearance to, whatever, but it is what it is. But that was really good stuff. But let's keep it moving. We're going to get on to sports and the spades. Steve, I'm going back to you. What do you got for sports and speds, my man?
This might be my all-time favorite sports and speds. We've been doing this a little while. This might be my all-time favorite. We all know the Bills Mafia, right? Everybody knows the Bills Mafia. They're wild. Yeah. They throw people through tables. They can rival the Birds fans.
Yeah,
they get wild, right? There's like a
big
tier.
Time respect.
There's like a tier. It's like Bills fans, Birds fans, Raiders fans, like they get wild, right? We know what the deal is, right? Yep. So a 29-year-old unnamed member of the Bills Mafia, not only got drunk, not only blazed the trees, not only ripped a few of the devil's dandruff, he also dosed himself with a little Timothy Leary style LSD, right? So we in full-blown astronaut mode, right? So he's in the parking lot. He's drunk. He's high. He's doing blow, and he's also tripping balls. So what does he do? He looks next door and sees a giant fence around the stadium they're building. They're building the Bills a new stadium, right? He sees it. It's right across the street. No problem. This is this is noon. The game starts at 1. It's only noon, and he's already this deep into drugs. He runs over, jumps the fence. Before he jumps the fence, strips down nude, because that's what you do when you're tripping balls, right? Takes his clothes off. Jumps over the fence. When he jumps over, it happens to be approximately, the cop said, 30 to 40 foot deep pit. So he jumps over the fence, falls 30 feet. Thank God, to break his fall was a giant pit of the chemicals and the doo-doo they use from porta potties. So he jumped into the deepest shit pit anyone's ever seen while naked. So of course they got to haul him out of there. They pull him out. No one wants to touch him. He's covered head to toe from the shit pit with like the blue urinal cakes and whatever else shit they put in the bottom of a porta potty. And then he got set.
God.
And I think when the judge saw him, he gave him a little leniency, and all he sentenced him with was breaking into private property. Otherwise, you got like no real charges. And then they had to put him. They sent him to a psych ward so he could like wear off of the LSD and then let him on his way.
Punishment. Are you, dude? Not only, like, could you imagine tripping balls and then going into the worst nightmare ever?
No.
The worst nightmare ever.
You fell in a hole of poo-poo.
Dude, so were they just dumping like the old ones since they were going to bury all that anyway?
Yes.
Dumping the old porta-johns in there.
That's the first thing I thought, Liam.
Sick.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, that's not how you get rid of, like, there's giant trucks that come up to suck out the doo-doo from porta potties. So in my head, I didn't go deeper into it, and I don't think they would let you know, but sounds to me like this construction site was like, F that, Bill. We'll just dump the doo-doo in the ground, and then
Absolutely.
we'll cover it with dirt,
Yep.
and we're good to go.
That's what I think they did too.
100%.
We'll just bury it. A parking lot's going on it anyway. We don't care.
No one will
You
know. It'll fertilize grass. We're good.
Yeah.
Dude, that's another one of my nightmares, dude. You guys did the casino game, and then Porta-John junk.
But like the fact that like they're tailgating somewhat close to that, like the smell there has to be horrendous.
Now, also remember it was a 30-foot deep pit, so it might have like helped with the rise.
Maybe it didn't rise.
That's probably why they're
maybe.
hiding it. But I guarantee you could at least smell it. But imagine the emotional roller coaster of being on blow. You drank 30 beers. We're blazing trees. I'm tripping balls. Everybody looks great. Everything feels awesome. And then all of a sudden, I'm in a shit pit. I fell into the shit pit.
Oh, and he missed the game. If he did that, you said absolutely it was noon and he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Man.
Wow.
Kickoff was 1:05. He was in the shit pit at noon.
Oh, no.
Oh, my
Shout out Bills Mafia.
That is funny, dude. That's really funny.
The only thing that would have made it better is that if he would have broken a table when he landed in that 30-foot pit.
Some reason they lined the table up at the bottom of the shit pit.
Yeah, dude, damn. Shout out Bills Mafia, fan of the show, listener of the show. But wow.
Respect.
Dude, I'll tell you, as far as like we don't, as Philadelphia fans, I don't think we give a lot of like credit or shout out to other fans, but there is like total respect for Bills Mafia for sure.
And I will say this,
dude, they've been through it too. They've been through it
forever.
Yeah.
They've been, dude, 4 Super Bowl losses in a row. That's torture.
With a Hall of Fame quarterback. And I will say this, remember, they don't respect the Birds fans because we're complete degenerates, but they respect the fact that every away game, 50% of the crowd are Eagles fans.
Yeah.
We travel hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
I think game recognized game and the fact of like the passion for the team is there on both sides, and I think that's what's recognized for sure.
Yep.
But all right, let's keep moving. Damn, that was a good one, Steve. Lishmuze, what do you got for spots and spades?
Sports, we're going to move on to another one of Steve's favorite sports. Japanese pro wrestlers fought a 30-minute match on one of these bullet trains in Japan that go. So they did a 30-minute match while this thing's traveling 180 miles per hour. So the wrestling company was called DDT Pro Wrestling. They organized the event, and it's 75 seats. The 75 seats sold out in less than a half an hour. So the bout pitted Minoru Suzuki against Nozami Shinkazen. I hope I didn't butcher their names too bad. And my boy Minoru Suzuki ended up winning the match.
Yes!
But I'm saying this because Dana White, if you're out there listening somewhere, pay attention because 75 seats. I'm not really big on overpaying for things that are like not a necessity, but I would love to watch an MMA fight sitting on one of those seats. Going on. I would love to see that, dude. I would love to see that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That would be super cool. Yeah. Plus, too, like, I mean, they're allowed to use like different parts of the train as weapons also. So, like, chokes with the seatbelt, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they have seatbelts on bullet trains, but either way, like, grab some people's luggage, give someone a whack, you know, like. Dude, gotta be awesome. Plus, too, like things are flying by.
Oh my god, so dope.
I watched the video, dude, and like the people that were sitting in the seats, dude, it looked so cool. You are right there, like, executing these moves and everything. That would be to me. That would be like a dream to see like UFC fighters do that, that close to you. That would be cool. But
now, I will say this: we love the Japanese for this. They're one of the most respectful, quiet cultures you'll ever meet. Super respectful, honorable, love violence more than any other culture I might know. They love violence. Like when it comes to this ain't the WWF over there. Like these dudes, it might as well be UFC with WWF.
It's called strong style.
There's always like razor wire instead of ropes. There's like there's like an axe on the turnbuckle for no reason. And I mean the old school Pride days. When like guys went over there, the reason why they loved Rampage so much is because he like, picked guys up. They watched him pick Ricardo Arono up in when he put him in a triangle and power bomb him through the stage. They
Yes.
love violence more than any other culture
Yeah.
on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love their work hard, play hard.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they,
Oh, yeah.
They get it done, but when they're ready to blow off steam, dude, they go all out. Dude.
They go
Love it.
hard.
Yep.
Dude, that's
Shout out
fantastic.
Japan. Wait, what's the broad's name from Japan? Shout out her.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Liam's
From
broad, the
Let's Get
retard.
Oh,
Retarded.
Leona J.
Yeah,
Leona J.
Shout out Leona J. for
Shout out
sure.
Leona J.
With any luck, she was on this bullet train watching this match go on.
I know
Hell yeah.
that the first, I guess, the first iteration in a way. I think it was Terry Funk and Dusty Rhodes had a wrestling match along on I guess 18-wheelers. There was like two 18-wheelers that they strapped together. One had like a pseudo wrestling ring in it. The other one had like some hay bales and a gate or whatever. And you had to like get past one and then pin the guy in the other. And that was the match. And it was filmed like with a helicopter following it and stuff.
Nice.
But it was in like the 80s when they did
And for those of you that don't know who Terry Funk is, that's my homie, Mankind.
Dude. That's
the
a real
homie.
dude.
What other names does he go by? He goes, the greatest wrestler to ever live, the wildest bull.
Well, yeah, he's close buddies with Mick Foley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry Funk and Terry Funk. Mick Foley's idol was Terry Funk.
Terry
okay.
Funk.
That's
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Mick
that's
Foley
who created all those
idolized him.
crazy characters.
Yeah. Dude, the Funks are legit. They came out of Texas. I mean, we could go into that, but let's keep it moving. So that was some real good stuff. We are coming to the top time. I'm gonna go to you, Steve. What do you got before we get out of here?
Again, I just got a new information that's happening this weekend up at Finishers in Bethlehem. One of the guys from the gym that I work out with, Real Thing Jiu-Jitsu, Danny Sala's spot. We got George Ship, a former state qualifier for North Penn High School, legit wrestler that I've been around since he was in middle school. He's a big fella. He's about 6'1", 260, and was a stud defensive lineman at Westchester University. Played football in college. Is the man. Great kid, and he get his first real taste of competition this weekend with a couple other guys. Shout out Pat. Shout out Gabe. But we got 3 guys going off to this weekend. So shout out to them. Be up there at Finishers on Sunday, and they got some real competition. They got like a big card, 30 matches, and it's going to be dope. So shout out those 2, and good luck, brother.
Nice, man. Dude, yeah, great shout. And yeah, best of luck, dude. You're going to do great, man. Awesome. That's going to be a huge step in the right direction for this guy. That's fantastic, man. That's awesome. So, okay. And then Lishmoosh, what do you got before we get out of here?
Nothing. We just gotta protect the boot girls. Boot baby, boot shiesty. They're national treasures. They need to be protected at all costs. That's it.
You damn right.
Shout out Boot Shiesty. I feel like you need to date her, Liam.
Shout out Boot Shiesty.
I don't know if I can handle a woman like Boot Shiesty.
I mean, she'll handle you, babe. You know, that's all you need to know.
That's right.
Speaking of Boot Shiesty, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the one and only strong stem Steve Cabot and the amazing Liam Reese. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please like, subscribe, so keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See you. All right, and we're out. Everyone listening, might as well turn this off and go right to Let's Get Retorted because we're about to film that. All right?
Or die.
Yep. Working Perspectives
Or die.
Podcast. Thanks for listening, liking, sharing, subscribing. All right, you're the best. Thanks.